I will be taking questions after this, so please hold any comments until the end of my statement. Hello to everyone listening or watching to the Bardown podcast. Yes, we do upload these audio again. We stopped for a while. It's a whole thing.
Just off to a bang start.
Hey, I said hold the questions and comments, okay? I have to address some concerning allegations made by my fellow podcasters in the last episode of the Bardown podcast, okay? At the beginning of the episode, they read the stats of two unnamed goalies.
Goalie number 1 has played 4 games, has 2 wins and a goals against average of 4.34, while goalie 2 has played 4 games, has 3 wins, a goals against of 1.44.
Which were eventually revealed as Ilya Samsonov. I always mess up. Samsonov, whatever.
Sweating.
Okay. Revealed as Ilya Samsonov and Jake Oettinger in an attempt to shame me for my opinion that the Stars' goaltending was on par with the Leafs' goaltending. Then they concluded the podcast by making a call to action for suggestions on how I should be punished for calling Jake Oettinger a beer league goalie.
What should Corwin's penalty be for saying that Jake Oettinger is a beer league goalie?
First and foremost, I have never once called Jake Oettinger a beer league goalie in my life.
Check the tape.
I would never call him a beer league goalie unless he would like to 1v1 me in a beer league goalie competition. Then I will in fact say it for the content. What I did say was I do not believe that he is a top 5 goalie in the NHL, and I stand by that statement, okay? And as for the stats at the beginning of the podcast, well, I did point out similarity in Oettinger and Samsonov's stats last season. When I asked if I would take Samsonov over Oettinger, I said I wouldn't. I would not. But I believe Joseph Woll will be the Leafs' #1 goalie by the end of the year, not Samsonov. If you'd like timestamps for these statements, they will be included in the description. Now, let me read 2 goalie stat lines, okay? 4 games played, .961 save percentage, 133 GAA.
This is too long.
3 wins.
This is too long. We gave
4 games played.
It's too much.
.952 save percentage, 1.44 goals against, 3 wins.
Joseph Woll and Jake Oettinger.
Yeah.
Way to go. Way to go, buddy. Way to go, buddy. Anyways, so
Wait, are you done your statement?
Yeah.
No, I'm not actually done my statement.
No, don't worry.
I'm happy to wait until the end of the season to lay rest to this case. But I have said what I need to say here.
Yeah, you'll lay
If the
rest.
top comment on the next video is an apology to me from the audience for believing this fake news, I will accept the original punishment of playing goalie for our beer league hockey team. But only if the apology is acceptable.
Yeah, so we won't be apologizing, but
Corwin for president.
No.
Not prime minister.
I want a guy who
No, president.
I want a guy who stands up a little straighter during his speeches for president than that. But
Doesn't read off of a phone.
and doesn't read off of a phone and fakes balloons popping. Look that one up, history buffs.
I actually don't know what that is.
Maybe someone will, and they'll enjoy that.
Is it like a fake gunshot?
Yes. Whoa. Ronald Reagan used to do that all the time.
That's wild. How can you do that?
It was a good gag. But anyways,
I don't know about that.
It worked for him.
yeah. Either way, we do owe you an apology because you did never say he was a beer league goalie. We all ran with that. Pac was very convincing in his tone of when he said, I have it written down. Once we let you speak here. So we do owe you an apology for that. But I will say that you heavily, in your argument, were trying to imply that the Stars were in the same situation as the Leafs, goaltending as a whole. So just on the record, do you still believe that?
Yeah, I said that in the statement.
You believe that still?
Yeah.
They are level in goaltending.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, so like I think I think
Stars.
either one of them could finish with a little better than the other, but I'd say like they're both in the 8 to 13 range.
Don't worry, I don't care what the range is. Everyone check the stats at the end of the year between all the goalies, and then we'll see. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. That's fair.
That's fair.
Anyways, but someone did win that puck. We'll do that at the end of the show, though. We'll do that because we got to get to our topic now.
Didn't we bring that?
Congrats.
Did we bring that up last time?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't worry. We're gonna pick a comment.
gave it
was a
away.
giveaway. Don't worry.
Wow.
Saw the comments.
Yeah, you won the opportunity to watch us shoot it into the wall and break it.
They will receive the puck. I will personally send it to you.
We're gonna smash it.
But more than anything, guys, we're on a roll right now. What is this, like the 5th podcast? The 5th week in a row where we've done a podcast?
Z, you look You just look really cozy right now.
I didn't know what that was.
couldn't help
Cozy,
but
but
I thought you were like feeling his body.
yeah.
Toned.
Yeah.
See, that's what I thought.
Hey, I've not been working
These
out.
shoulders, I know what these shoulders are capable of.
Yeah.
Same.
They've been
Same.
known to hit a go.
You know, this is nice corduroy.
Thank you.
No worries.
This is
I have
unicorn.
nothing in my apartment right now, guys. I have to bring it up. Been living in the same apartment for 9.5 years.
Yep.
Moving out tomorrow.
Pour one out.
Pour one out. Yeah, 167 Church Street. Pretty crazy. And,
Guy just doxed himself.
Gave his address away.
Hey, it's
No,
not my
it's not his address
It's
anymore.
not my
Yeah, but-
address.
Huge building.
If
too.
you move into that room,
It might be
Just know.
Jesse's.
You know in Shawshank when Red writes like Red was here, right? In the apartment.
oh yeah.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
Uh,
Get Carmen into my toilet. But
Well,
I don't have a blanket, so I might need to sleep with this.
You mean to sleep this? All right. Well, anyways, I'd like, again, hey, congrats to you on moving out, and congrats to us for now having our 5th podcast in a row. This is great. This is lovely. And we've come up with another fun topic because we're just here to banter. And that's what I've realized from us doing this for 5 weeks in a row. Man, do we talk out of our ass, but is it fun to do?
of course.
Because it's just...
All hockey fans like talking out of their ass. That's the beauty of this podcast.
Funny enough, I would even go as far to say is most hockey analysts like talking out of their ass.
Oh, yeah.
They just do it, in a suit and
Yeah.
a little bit more formal.
Yeah.
A little more professional.
A little more
looking
professionally.
Asses.
I will say, probably more research, though.
You're a squid, Carlo. No, he's my boy. Carlo's a great analyst. He's just my boy, and I just love chirping him.
Yeah.
He's actually very good.
So what are we here for today? Well, today we are going to have you guys rank your top 5 lines in hockey because we've kind of had that debate back and forth throughout a couple of our different conversation pieces on surprises and, overreactions and whatnot. And now we got a solid amount of games in. And it might be boring, Jesse.
No, I'm just, guys, I did a crazy move this weekend. I'm exhausted. I'm here.
He's here with his
Here,
5 lines.
fam.
With his 5 lines. and he won't let you forget that. Yeah.
Just blatantly stealing.
Luca Chalevs, we here.
He's here with his 5 lines. And do you want to just start us off?
Yeah, go for it.
Sure.
I just want to say we've all stressed about this. quite a
Yeah,
bit,
dude.
too.
This is
Once the
so
topic came
so
up,
hard.
17 lines I'm choosing
Yeah.
between.
and like choosing between like, okay, well they're not using the line right now, but they did use it at some point
Yeah.
this season.
Like McDavid's been hurt, and like how much stock do you put into that? Like
Yeah.
it's weird.
I'm just using Daily Faceoff in the sense that like I looked at what their most updated lines
Yeah.
were, and then I just based off of what I'm seeing because lines change all the time. Like
Yeah.
a line could be different
In
tonight
game
than
it
they are
switches.
tomorrow.
In game it switches. Even.
Exactly.
So like
exactly.
this more than anything, we're doing a little bit of a vibe check here more than anything. It's like, hey man, to me these are the top 5 lines in hockey. I'm sure you've done some form of research into the advanced analytics, but more than anything, it's just like to me, genuinely, if I could just go and roll 5 lines out, these are the top 5 lines in hockey based on personnel. And I'll let you explain how you got to your list. How about that?
Okay.
So give us your 5.
Crosby, Gensel, Rest.
My number 5 is Marchand, Zaka, Pasternak.
My 5 is Raymond, DeBrincat, Larkin.
Oh, he did it! That's obviously
Sounds
the
like
one
Jesse
that,
has them a bit higher on his.
For all the listeners out there, Pinky is at the lips.
I mean,
Dr.
they're-
Evil style.
They're obviously unbelievable and they've started the season so well, but like I had to not include them because like it's like 7 games. Like they got it. Like and they're riding. Like they're obviously playing incredibly well. They're like top 2 scoring in points this year. DeBrincat leads the league in goals, but I don't, like they played together for such a short time and like
Could that be an argument though that like they're doing this now? They're only gonna get better.
Yeah.
I mean,
I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I would say,
And
yeah,
that's
what's
a
your-
fair disagreement because I think we talked about it last week when you weren't here, just like the Red Wings and talking about them. It's like, yeah, their shooting percentages are pretty high right now, and like the Brinket's not going to do this forever.
And I should say, sorry, they're not leading the league in points. Jack Hughes is, but
Yeah.
But like that's the thing about this video. It's like right now they are like the best line in hockey.
I think that's why I put them at 5 because I was like, I wanted to talk about them, but I also think there's some volatility there where they could easily be off this list in a
good.
month.
I think we're gonna have good coverage because like I definitely went a little more of the like these are just
Generally
these are the best lines, like they've been rolling, they've like because like the one I said there, obviously Zaka is the kind of new guy on the line, and I know like Zaka played a bit with Pasternak last year, but when you have Marchand and Pasta on a line. It's like how can you not stick that near the top? You know, they're
Yeah,
just-
but the Brinket and Larkin have been cleaning up.
yeah, but
They've
but
been
you think
sick.
that, and like Pasternak still has like
13
points, 8 goals, like,
Yeah.
and that's still like a line when they're not even being talked about that much. They're still almost at the same level.
They're gonna get talked about a lot because I feel like the record's too good at this point, where it's like they've gone so quickly out of the mold of they might fall off to no they didn't. That the spotlight will once again be on them.
I agree with that. The only thing I was gonna say is they have had like a crazy easy schedule.
Yeah, and which because we had talked about this last week, which is like you can only play who's in front of you, and for sure the test is still to come more than anything. All right, do you guys want to move on to your fourth then?
I've got Crosby, Gensel, Resta 4.
Did I snub them?
You might have.
I have Robertson, Hintz, and Pavelski as my fourth.
Tavares and Nylander have been really good this year.
Hey!
Yeah, they've been fantastic. And like I struggled with this because I'm like, not to say that I don't have the other Leafs line in the top 5, who knows? But like obviously Matthews and Marner have been so good together throughout the years, but I'll tell you right now, Willie Nylander is out of control good.
Yeah.
Amazing. He's been the best player on the Leafs. And Tavares is rejuvenated, and I think Bertuzzi now on that line, he can find some mojo, and scary. And it's scary to think that the Leafs have arguably two of the top 5 lines. But
Care to continue the glaze?
He did it all. I love. I honestly.
Do you have any Leafs in your top 5?
It's none of your business. But
As of yet,
As of yet.
yeah, when it's your business, it'll be your business.
All right,
okay?
all right,
But
all right.
like he's right. Nylander's been their best player. Like he's like and he's by far their funnest player to watch because he like just loves keeping the puck on his stick, which not a lot of the Leafs do, and especially with Marner kind of off his game to start the season. But
I feel like last year too, he was just their most consistent player, like all throughout the season. With Matthews, like he was injured a little bit and having a tougher year, but like Nylander was just so good all the time.
Marner had a great year.
he's
He did have a great
He's
year.
going to get paid.
remember when we wanted to do that map to see like the proximity of like when it would start to begin geographically of when the people wanted Nylander traded from the Leafs.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, like the more in the downtown core you are, the more likely they were like Nylander stay, and the further you got out into like Ajax, and
Woodbridge.
Scarborough, Woodbridge, most likely get him out of here.
Yeah.
Everyone
We should
hated
still
that.
do that map, although I don't think it would work anymore.
It wouldn't work as well because he's been that good.
Yeah.
He's convinced the
He's
rural-
broken the map.
If you can convince Woodbridge of something, then you're here forever. So you don't have Crosby, Gensel, Rust. Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any reason why?
I just it's not really a shot at them. I just think there are some
5 better lines?
incredible lines
fair.
in the league, and that's really what it comes down to. Because like again,
We can go through honorable mentions at the end too, because like I feel like we all had so much trouble. With this.
my
There's so
God.
many lines we left out.
Sure.
There's
Well,
one line that I left out. I'll say after. I do not feel good about leaving it out because they've been a model of consistency.
Well, why don't you get us started then with the number 3 then?
All right.
Number 3, who did make the list?
Number 3, Toffoli, Hughes, Meyer.
I've got the same number 3 as you.
Corwin, your third one.
my third one is Bertuzzi, Matthews, Marner, which again they aren't using right now, but when that line was buzzing, and I would hope that they would go back to it at some point. I think that's a top 3 line in the league.
Is there any team like that Toffoli hasn't gone to and just like immediately clicked? Like even like with the Flames, he was still one of like their better players. And I know he had a year there where he was like kind of iffy, but not last year.
Great trade for the Devils.
Yeah, seriously.
Just a good player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No disagreements in the other. I guess you guys are just content.
No,
Those are honestly where the disagreements are going to come is when our full list is there and we realize who each other have left.
Okay, well then
Yeah.
then when we get closer and you can say your number 2.
So my number 2 is Rantanen, McKinnon, insert A, and it's kind of like you where Colorado's the weirdest team
No
with lines.
explanations,
No,
buddy.
I think it needs to be prefaced because
You'll
like,
preface it
okay,
at the
fine,
end.
Fine.
Hey, why'd you listen to the rules?
There are no rules.
That one right there.
So see, this is where it'll work differently again. I had Toffoli, Hughes, Bratt.
right now, Larkin, Raymond, and DeBrincat.
Wow.
That's high
Top
up.
two.
Okay,
Look
okay.
at how dominant they've been this
Okay.
year. They've been amazing. They've
And
been
you,
amazing.
do you think they'll stay in that position? I know you're saying
don't
they're
know.
there now.
That's
but
the
do you
thing.
think they'll stay?
I hope we can do another video like this later in the season to compare to what we do, to what we've done today. Because
And if we don't, do you expect it to remain the same?
I don't know. I expect them to still be pretty productive, but like I don't know. Like as Corwin said, they just started playing together. It's tough to say, but from what I'm seeing so far from them, I'm a looking. And I'm a Lycan. All right?
And I'm a Larkin.
And I'm a Larkin. And I'm a Larkin. Wow. Yes.
All right, Luca, your explanation.
into that.
My explanation is more the Avs have like a million line combinations. They started with Rantanen, Drouin, and McKinnon, and now Rantanen and McKinnon don't technically play together, but they also do play together whenever the Avs need a goal or like need a momentum shift. They'll just put that line back together. So
I saw they played 15 minutes this year with Nichushkin, McKinnon, Rantanen, which like that's a crazy.
that line's great, but also like Lehkonen, Nichushkin, McKinnon's an awesome line because
that was like
the
that one
dynamic
last year, right?
That was their one last year, and they've done it this year. They've gone back to that, and it's great because those two are just basically forechecking nightmares, and McKinnon is just there after dominating. So
Did they dominate on Sunday?
they didn't dominate on
Oh, no,
Sunday
they didn't.
against the Sabres
They didn't.
and against the Penguins since going 6-0 shutout back-to-back games. So that's fun. But I think when those two are on the ice together, Rantanen and McKinnon, like the chemistry they have with each other, like the style of play, it's a nightmare for opposing teams.
See, I like totally agree, and I wanted them in mind. I just found it so hard to like find an actual line that they make.
Yeah,
I know.
Exactly.
That's why they're
like,
tough.
Yeah, because I just like without a doubt, if I could just make any combination of three of their players, they will be in probably the top two.
Yeah.
I think
But-
this entire exercise has explained why it's such a challenge for the NHL marketing department to really kind of push things forward. Because you said it's so fluid and it moves around so much. And I get it, like in the NBA, there are different like rotations and lineups and whatever. But for the most part, you can really discuss a starting five pretty easily and be like, that's who they're probably going to start a game with. While in the NHL, that's just really not how that works. It changes with
so
matchups.
often.
It just changes with, your chemistry's a bit better this way, and it just kind of like goes this way. But it's interesting.
Like the Avs were 6-0, and they were like, "Yeah, Drouin, we're not feeling it." Like, move down the lineup, and like Rantanen, we're gonna split you up. Like, you're 6-0, but like they wanted more.
How's Drouin
offense.
been, by the way, just as a whole? I saw
He's been okay.
Sunday, didn't really notice him, but
He's whatever.
okay.
He's whatever. He's very much whatever.
Do you guys want to do your top lines then? And then we'll just have the whole list revealed then.
It's listed on Daily Faceoff as McDavid, Draisaitl, and Fogle.
Just more based off of the history of the line. Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman.
Chalk. It's Draisaitl, McDavid, put whoever. I don't care what Daily Faceoff says. Whoever they're playing with, like literally put anyone there. That's the line.
Yeah, it's the grossest line in the league, of course.
But the grossest players.
But the
Yeah.
weird thing is like they don't do it that often. It's more like again, like this year it was like, oh, we're not doing so great lately. Let's put them together again.
Yeah, probably a smart idea.
what an advantage to have to just like jumpstart your team. You're like, all right, just do it. Just do the thing that makes us win.
How do you guys feel about that? Do you guys like when a team balances lines more, or when they go like a top
heavy?
I like-
perfect line?
Ideally, you probably don't want to be top heavy ever in your construction, but I guess if you're like the Oilers, that is a real thing.
I think it depends what the rest of your lineup looks like, though. Like with Edmonton, I feel like they probably have to do it out of necessity to split them up because they get nothing from anyone else.
As
I don't know
a,
if that's fair.
As a
but there are moments where that certainly happens.
as a grinder, who
As a self-described grinder.
who would only get minutes when he got to play with good players. I like sharing the love a little.
Like maybe they don't. Not that they get nothing from anyone else. Then maybe because Draisaitl or McDavid can have such a big impact on a line alone that can lift people up around them. That it's
Yeah.
like if you're just having like Evander Kane and Hyman and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, it's not gonna look the same.
You know when it really hits you that you're like a true grinder and like one of the worst players on your AAA team? Yeah, for those of you wondering, I did a bunch of like, even though it was in Winnipeg.
No big deal.
Not a big deal. I remember it was like best of 7 series, went to overtime, and we were up 3-0 in the series. And my coach just like sat my ass on the bench for all of overtime. And I looked at him, I was like, Coach, I just want to let you know I will do anything to get on the ice.
He's like, and you're currently doing what I'd like you to do.
Then he goes, take a seat, JP. Karen Sharch, I'm looking at you, buddy.
Yeah.
Scariest man on the planet.
Electric.
Absolutely terrifying.
Okay, well, I mean, that was all 5 of your lines. And as you said, I guess the toughest thing is
I can't believe we
it
ended
just
up at the
changes.
same number one.
As you said, though, I mean, it makes the most sense as far as like you put 2 players who are top 5 players to most people in this room.
Okay. What about the snubs?
To most.
What are some lines that you guys really
I
want
didn't
to
have any
declare?
leaves, but like I think they're interchangeable with Crosby, Gensel, Rust, and DeBrincat, Larkin, Raymond for me.
You
like
scumbag.
yeah, and you guys didn't have the Avs on your list.
Yeah.
I would have
Which-
had the Avs if like Rantanen and McKinnon were like always on the same line. They were originally
Yeah,
my
it's
top.
fair.
They were originally my top 3. But then I was like, you know what? They don't play together enough. And like McKinnon, Nichushkin, and Lehkonen's a great line. But then like, I'm just like, if I'm not going to include like Matthews, Marner, and cheap Cal Yarncroc, then like
I think funny enough that one of the crazy things is that like I don't think there's like a like again they broke up the Toffoli Hughes Bratt line, so I don't think I look at any line in the league right now that as like, oh, they're going totally top heavy. Like I don't think there really is anyone that's doing that.
Did none of you guys put Kopitar, Byfield, Kempe?
No,
right?
they were on my short list though.
Short list.
They'd be pretty far down.
Giroux.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
one
good
of the
line.
bigger snubs.
And you know what? You know what line doesn't get enough credit, fellas? Zuccarello, Hartman, and Kaprizov.
It's a good line.
Yeah,
Even the
that's a great
Vegas top line, Eichel, Barbashev, Marchessault has been really
but
good
again,
this
like,
year.
last year they'd been running Eichel, Stevenson, and Stone,
Which is unreal.
imagine, that if that's still going this year, they got to be in there. The other one that we hadn't really mentioned was Kucherov point, and they have Barboulay on it this year, but like he hasn't been that great. And then but like they used to have Hagel last year, which
That's an amazing line.
that's a
We should have probably stuck that in the top 5. Maybe.
but they're not. Oh, you just mean like with Barboulay even or
I don't know.
It's not. Maybe not.
Barkov, Reinhardt, and who's the third? Evan Rodriguez has been really good this year for Florida too.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to move the needle for anyone.
one-
But they've been
same,
good.
Same thing. Last year they had Barkov, Kachuk, and Verhaeghe.
Yeah.
which is like.
And now it's Kachuk, Verhaeghe on the second line.
I know, Luca, you were mentioning this. One of the ones on Money Puck's list as far as like generating chances and whatnot. That was a little bit surprising, even though not because Ovi's on it. But Ovi, Strome, and Wilson.
Strom's been great this season. 6 goals and
No assists.
no
Yeah, I know,
assists.
the new
he's-
Cy Young guy.
Yeah, big Cy Young guy, which is sick. But I've always liked Dylan Strome.
A couple other ones I'm just gonna throw out there. The Keller, Hayton, Schmaltz one. I wanted
Yeah.
to just because they never break them up, which is cool. Like even though like it's Arizona, I don't know. They've been a great line. Kuzmenko, Pettersson, Mikheyev one. Like they're great. I watched a couple of their games over the weekend and like they were electric, especially overtime when it was like Kuzmenko and Pettersson, which I know they're
Sweet.
like livid about that game because the
trip.
trip and
Yeah.
it's like tough and to that because they were like they look better than the Rangers too. I was an early Canucks hater. I'm hoping.
Rangers got a couple good lines too. Like
Oh my God.
the kids are playing well. Lafreniere, Panarin, and Hedel, and then Zibanejad, Kreider, and Kako. I guess is the other line. Like they've played well.
ESPN's Kreider disrespect will
God.
never
How
not
many
be
points
mentioned.
and goals is
How many goals? Yeah, I'll check.
ESPN's disrespect on the top 100 list that they did too.
Wild.
Wild.
Close to our disrespect on our top.
No,
three.
no,
ours-
not even. Ours
yeah.
was much better than that. Not gonna lie, but I figured out how they revealed how they do all their lists, and it's weird. They don't actually like sit down and do 1 to 100 with.
No,
the
it's like a
analysts,
tally.
obviously. No, it's not even that.
Oh.
They have like a little survey thing where it's like, would you pick this player or this player? It's just 2 players, and if you say you'll pick,
These
so it's
guys
like-
are doing
so
NHL
it's like
Tinder to decide a top 100.
Crosby or Stone, and you pick Crosby, and then
NHL
it's like
Tinder.
Crosby or Jack Hughes, and then you pick Jack
Swipe
Hughes,
left.
and it's like Jack Hughes or
And it's like an algorithm
and then
thing.
it's an algorithm
Swipe left.
that does it. So it's like this is not a top 100. This is just who would you rather have out of these 2 options, and whoever
feels
gets
like it
picked more
strips
times.
context
Absolutely,
quite a bit out of the scenario.
It seems like a very dumb way to do things.
It's a lot of dudes
I
who
know
think
I'm-
they're single for that reason.
Absolutely,
The top 100. Drop the.
100.
Just 100 players.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Clean. All right. Well, let's get on to.
Wait, one more. I wanted one more line, just because we haven't talked about them at all. Is Atkinson, Couturier, Tippett? Just because like
The Flyers.
the Flyers
I
are
know,
like
they're kind of like
buzzing
underrated.
right now.
Yeah,
It's good. We like again. We called the Sharks potentially the worst team of all time, and then we were like Flyers right in there. With
Yeah,
them.
they were bad. Yeah.
And then
the Sharks needed their own category. They are so bad.
yeah.
but the Flyers didn't deserve to be anywhere near them as of the
No.
way that they've started.
Yeah,
That Tippett trade, not looking too bad for.
not looking horrible.
And then having
Philly.
Couturier come back
Yeah.
and Konechny's
Konechny's
up to a
on
great
fire.
start. Sanheim looks unreal.
and Cam York too.
What's gonna happen with Konechny? Like I feel like it's like Philly's gonna just have to throw the bag at him and be like, they should just be like, throw the bag at him. You're our next captain.
Does he take it?
He should.
Probably. Bobby Brink. Shout out Denver University. Bobby Brink.
Yeah. When you get offered to be the captain of an NHL team, holy smokes.
Why is
that.
Couturier not their captain? That's just
He was hurt like
just
all
hurt?
last year.
Yeah.
and, like,
He might get the C. I just know
Yeah.
that Konechny's contract is going to be up somewhat soon, and like you're going to have to do what you got to do to keep him, and that would be enticing.
okay. Well, you know what else is enticing, guys? It's not thinking and just tweeting.
Oh no.
Okay. Let's see. Random fun bag here. You know what? While we're on the topic of the Flyers and Jesse, I'll start off with you on this one. With Sean Couturier showing just how much of an impact one player can make on a single team's fortune, name another player whose absence would turn a playoff team into a draft lottery candidate. Do you think there's another team?
Damn.
And if you can't think of that, just one where it's like playoffs to no playoffs. Immediately, one player, one team.
I feel like I keep coming back to him, and even though they're going to be like a fringe playoff team, but I feel like the Penguins without Crosby would just be like nothing.
That's a good one.
Like they
Yeah.
would just be losing their heartbeat. So I'd probably go Crosby.
Safe but great answer.
Yeah. You know who else? I feel like if Josh Morrissey got hurt, the Jets would just like go down a dark hole. Because we are not very stacked on the back end, and Morrissey's like a glaring bright spot for us, and we would just get exposed. And I remember last year when we lost Morrissey, I was actually at the game where he got injured. Brutal. Game 3 against Vegas, and then we just could not figure it out. So
There's a lot of bubble teams on there because even like the Sabres, if they lost Dahlin, I would think of that. Of just like it wouldn't turn you into a draft lottery, but you'd be like, yeah, your chances are probably significantly lower.
Yeah.
But the Flyers one, just in comparison, is pretty crazy because that's like a night. And
are we
day.
including goalies?
You could. Is it player?
All right. Well,
You could say
well,
Shesterkin. Well, which
no.
you can't because he'll come.
Hellebuck for the Jets. Like we would be not.
Yeah.
We would have a tough go. More so than Morrissey, obviously. I just didn't know we were talking about goalies too.
For me, it probably is Joseph Wall.
What
No, I'm just,
This
I'm just joking.
guy.
I'm just joking. What?
What about Oettinger?
It's Jake Oettinger.
Don't worry, he's coming up there.
No,
Don't even discuss.
I'm not gonna. We won't discuss. But
We will.
I honestly, Matthews,
cops are coming for you.
Matthews would be
Yeah.
a decent one. I actually think
Yeah.
that would make the Leafs significantly worse. But the guy I was gonna say was Kaprizov.
That's a good one.
That is a good one, yeah.
That's a good one.
Luca, you're up next.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the Makar Okposo hit?
I treated it should have been a penalty. I wouldn't like kick Kyle Pozo out, but it's very clearly boarding. Like that's kind of the definition of boarding. It's a dangerous play. I get like a lot of people are saying like he lost an edge, whatever. And Makar after the game was like, yeah, I have to do a better job. He's like, I was skating back lazy and like I just wasn't going 100% and
Love that guy.
Yeah, he
That's
was
our
like
boy right there.
guy could get in a car accident and be like, no, it was the my fault the entire time. But
Never forget the time he called his own penalty off.
yeah, exactly. That's who he is. But I think it was a dangerous play in the sense that like Opozo skated in like right behind him. He did give him a little shove on the back, and that's dangerous. Like you're not supposed to have any contact with anyone in that kind of position. Like they teach you, if you see the numbers, like don't do that. If Makar lost an edge and just went into the boards himself, then fine. But he does give him a little shove. So I'd say it was a penalty. It wasn't dirty by any
which
means.
broadcast were you listening to? Just because like I was listening to the MSG one, which was like pretty neutral on it, obviously, because it's
The Avs broadcast was a disaster.
They went
They were like,
wild,
kick
dude. They're
Kyle
like-
Pozo out of the league. That was the most bush league.
They were like,
thing
if
I've ever
they
seen.
think when they
I
go to
know.
Colorado they're gonna forget about that, they won't. And it was like,
season goes down like Hindenburg.
It was. It was. Listen to the Avs broadcast
was
is like that for
crazy.
everything, man. They're very homer.
when I saw at first I was like, ooh, that's not good. And I
Yeah.
was like, tough, okay. And then like everything, I mean, McKinnon was irate. I wonder
As
what
he
he
should
said,
have
by
been.
the way. Yeah, because he has to do that.
Yeah,
Like, you defend
the and honestly, if I had to chirp the refs for anything, it's like you think after not making a call there and seeing a Pozo think he was going to get called for a penalty and then continue playing, that no one would be
No,
mad and you
exactly, yeah.
can't have thicker skin to let someone yell at you after you just someone
Yeah.
injured your best player. Like
That
take a hike.
was weird as hell.
Take a hike.
Yeah, I was about to say something else.
Yeah.
I was
The Avs broadcasters will be assaulting the Sabres bus. when they gotta
My
go around
God,
the
they are
ball
gonna
sign.
slash that bus's tires. They are
Come on,
going
boys! And there's gonna be no one behind them, and they're gonna have like a chair leg.
Need to see an Avs Bruins Stanley Cup final. I just want to see. See Edwards get slapped in the finals.
Yeah.
Just smack
Just
their
for the
head.
team
Just smack their head.
broadcaster.
Oh,
Broadcaster
oh my
fight.
God!
Put him in the same room.
Out
too.
of
Oh,
anchor man.
Wait, put
What
me
were
in
you
the same
saying?
room with Jack Edwards. I will.
What?
No.
Sorry, yeah, Corwin, what you were saying?
I was just gonna say, like, we talked about it out there. It's weird because it's such a widely kind of just like accepted play that happens sometimes in the NHL, but I actually do think it's like a garbage, dirty play. I think like because so many people do it, it's hard to consider like that individual person dirty for doing it because it's just really common.
Yeah.
But like, I think anybody that plays hockey knows what that does to someone at that high of speed, and I think it's a trash thing to do.
Yeah, and like slowing it down honestly doesn't help in this scenario. It's like you have to see it at full speed where he is straight behind Makar. Like there is no turning motion. or
I
anything
honestly,
like
in
that.
his defense, I'm not saying what you're describing isn't a dirty play. I do think his intuition, which again, when things happen that fast,
don't blame up post.
No,
I don't either.
I do think he thought he was going to continue his momentum going around, and what ends up
sure.
happening is this little kind of shake that Makar does. And again, I'm not saying it's his fault either.
No.
It just seems like one of those scenarios where maybe he thought something else was going to happen, then very much on the fly when that doesn't happen, he makes contact, which he shouldn't do, because you're right, that's incredibly dangerous, and then that just happens.
I think it's something the NHL just needs to address. That should not be allowed.
He didn't intend to hurt him, but like you have a responsibility as a player to like be responsible in those areas of the ice.
Pretty level-headed
talk
response,
after the game,
gents.
too.
Yeah, I think
Apparently,
they're fine.
Okosso's one of my friends was at a
Good
wedding
dude,
with
apparently.
Okosso's,
Yeah.
said he was an
Great,
absolute beauty.
Not
Seems
a
like an
dirty
awesome guy.
Okay, Corwin. Game 7, fate of the universe on the line. Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth. Oettinger or Wall.
Ooh. I mean, the numbers don't
do
lie.
it. Don't.
I want Wall.
He did it.
Bang.
Oh man, he crazy.
I mean, I have years of pretty average performances by Jake Oettinger to go off of, and for Joseph Woll, all I've got
wild.
is just
This is
an incredible
disrespect.
start to a young
Wild.
career.
This is disrespect.
didn't
I want
for it.
this to know that you have disrespected Jake Oettinger.
funny
The
part is,
sentiment
like,
was
they
there.
played on the same like team with the U.S. program.
yeah,
like
yeah.
they're friends. This makes it
Not
get
anymore!
better.
We need to get
Wall.
on the ice with Oettinger.
Yeah.
And just like 100 shots. How many does Corwin
0.
hit? Yeah.
No, I think he sneaks one in.
I don't think you sneak one.
I think
if you get, honest to God, if 100 shots, you think Corwin gets one?
Yeah.
Depends where
And
it's
is it-
from.
I think he finds one.
Because I'm just basing off the Simpson thing. Like, you guys ripped some shots, but like, I don't think you got that many past Simpson.
Yeah, but like, believe me, I'll put some past.
Bro, man.
said, "Believe me."
Please, please
I'll believe it when I
go
see
back
it.
to the confidence
Yeah.
in his. I'm not saying like, okay, everyone needs to be confident in who they are in their game,
I'm
but maybe
just
not
gonna
against an NHL goalie.
I'm just gonna
If
say
it's-
that's a different situation.
I'll say this: if it's 100 shots from like the
hash marks. I don't think you get one.
I don't know if
I don't think you get one.
I think maybe you get
anyone
one.
who works for the Sabres organization, I don't care what you do there, popcorn guy,
We're already
run
gonna
on down.
We're gonna do these videos. We have videos planned.
No, we want Jake.
with
I know, we
good
do want Jake.
goalies. We're gonna start, I think, slower with the like
Jake Oettinger,
maybe
number
some
one.
CHL goalies, and then build up to NHL goalies where we take 100 shots and we see how many we score.
Jake Oettinger, please. I hope this somehow gets to you. We need to see this because
I genuinely
100
think-
saves.
I think on 100. I think I get more than 5.
I don't think you get more than 5.
I do.
look up, buddy. What do
I
you
don't
think? Come
get
on.
more than 5.
I don't know.
Just
At least above or below 5 goals.
Just strictly
like you just said.
shooting.
Look, guys.
Yeah,
I
no the hash mark. Not you, him.
I lit up Simmer.
I'm saying him.
Anything's
We're saying him.
possible,
Dude, get outside your own shot.
I don't know. You hit the back of the boards a lot.
Yeah, above the boards. No. You know what though?
But you have a rocket of a shot. I will say.
He's got a nice shot when it clicks, but like
You know
it's
the-
Jake Oettinger. Like,
thing
what are we
that-
talking about?
Guys, we're in a legitimate position that we may be able to test this sometime.
Yes.
The thing that's
very privileged.
underestimated is like you're at the hash marks. That's fine, but how big these guys are when
Dude,
they
man.
come out to face a shot.
that's
Are
not-
you
Also, guys,
kidding
so
me?
Andre's got that dog in him, and he's listening to you talk all that, and he's gonna be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bury this guy. I'm
Yeah.
gonna shut this guy the fudge up.
with full vision at the net, just one dude
The
shooter
one thing,
there. He's got
he's
you.
not allowed to come out of the crease because you can't just like obviously the easy thing to do if I have to stay in one spot and shoot, like it makes it harder.
It's
work.
just a
He
reaction
can just come
test
out
for
so
him.
far.
Yeah, I think he'd be fine. But anyways, I don't
Hey,
mean.
that's still a 95% save percentage. You know, you're doing fine, Jake. You're
no,
just
you're pumping-
you're not getting that shutty.
I know you're saying the
you
save.
won't get it.
You're saying the save percentage in this one, but it's really complimenting your shooting percentage
When do the
because it's
Leafs
good 0.
When did the Leafs play the
5% on
Stars?
an
That's
NHL
pretty good,
goalie?
actually.
When did the Leafs play the Stars?
They did. They played
already?
Yeah.
Or Thursday.
But
Not
won,
when
right?
they
But
haven't- they haven't played
Andre
here
didn't
yet.
play.
Yeah, which by the way, that was what the whole discussion came
Andre
down to
didn't
was
play.
who is better, the Leafs or the Stars. And I mean, we only need one game.
Yeah, of course.
We
One
know.
regular season
And we'll
game.
only get
Yeah.
one.
We're
part,
moving
too.
on because we need to.
I don't know.
Jesse, who's next? Jesse or Luca? Luca. Rank in order of most likely to least likely using the current stat leaders here. DeBrincat wins the Rocket. Hughes wins the Art Ross. Jonathan Quick wins the Jennings.
Slash Vesna.
Slash Vesna.
The Jennings. The Vesna.
Yeah, everybody's always talking
No,
about the
I
Jennings.
know, but technically speaking,
yeah.
that's the
Just
word.
those three.
Yeah.
Most likely Hughes, Art Ross, LOL, Jonathan Quick.
So you put that
And
second, or
No. LOL, Jonathan Quick, and right in the middle is DeBrincat.
okay? Got put LOL.
Hughes is winning the Art Ross. That guy is on fire.
But I want-
MVP.
I agree, and I want a little instant replay here because Luca actually, I saw him LOL when you mentioned DeBrincat.
He
so-
did laugh out loud.
Did LOL.
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
I mean, it's like a 40 shooting percentage here. It's gonna come down.
Splash.
Splash. How many goals does he have? 9?
He's 9.
I mean, he's
What
only,
a start.
He's only 3 ahead of, or 2 ahead of Matthews, and Matthews scored 6 in the first 2 games.
What-
Like,
you know what
they
fe-
go through these.
What feels likely is he doesn't win the Art Ross, but gets 50. I'll say that.
DeBrincat?
I could say
see him
I think gets 50,
getting
doesn't get the Rocket,
Yeah, I could see him getting 50.
which is
I like
new
it, just
NHL.
wild.
Love it, just goals.
Yeah.
I know. Fires me off.
MVP, Jack Hughes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Crazy, guys.
Love it.
18 points in 8 games?
Nuts.
The only other note I have is Corwin. I think we go head to head in our playoff matchup in floorball this week. By the way, so
Oh.
Wow, big game.
big game.
I heard some things about this game, and you're gonna want to.
There's some events in this
There's
game.
definitely, we are both involved.
We were both involved, and we definitely both before the game spoke to each other, and we're like, "Oh, we're gonna get a little chippy with each other because it'll just be funny."
I was mainly saying it to you because I knew, like, Z,
he's
we always
going
say Z with the shoulders.
Yup.
He's throwing them around.
The ref
so.
definitely was like, "All right, guys, like,
Yeah.
like this is floorball." But anyways, that's it. I mean, that's the whole show. So we got. Maybe we'll make it 6 weeks in a row. And by the way, I know we totally mentioned this in the last one. They're like, wow, we're going to have some crazy guests. It was supposed to be this show, and it didn't happen. Don't worry. We'll not name the person. Hopefully it happens one day.
Oh, did you? I didn't see.
Yeah,
that
we
part. You guys
we
said
teased it. We were so excited.
Heat it up. It's
Yeah,
all right.
we there was a late cancellation today.
It's all good.
It
It happens.
It happens.
It's-
Happens. They have a very busy schedule.
Yes.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll make that happen during the season.
Should I say anything about
the puck.
Oh yeah.
Thank
Fuck.
you.
Well,
Whoa, whoa.
Did you say
Before we
anything
get
about
out of
what?
here.
No, so bring that up. Well, I was just gonna say the people suggested a bunch of punishments for the Canucks one in the. episode
Yes.
before,
Did you
but
pick one? Did you like one?
So Z and I was like,
this is for like the first video.
yeah, but remember, so Z and I were talking about it. Yeah, for the or because of what I said about the Canucks.
Yes,
And,
exactly. It was your
if-
overall
If Arizona doesn't
disrespect.
finish above Canucks, is what the thing
Yep.
is. And initially, the top comment was, watch every single Canucks game in one sitting. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that.
And it's like,
And then Z was like, there's no shot you can do that.
You
And
would
then-
die.
Yeah, and then I looked it up, and it was like 286 hours
There's
would be
You would literally not.
Yeah, which
be
like okay,
that's Saw.
yeah, but we did discuss.
That's Chris Rock's Saw.
We did discuss. I would do.
It was pretty bad, that movie. As a fan of the franchise, that movie
Not
was
anymore.
not good.
Really?
Oh, it wasn't. The new one, though, good.
Really?
Yeah, great addition
you
to
go.
the franchise. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in.
Anyway, so what's the real thing you're gonna do?
I will watch 82 10-minute highlight packs, if that works. Which we worked out was about 13 to 14 hours. So I'll
that
do
is like not fun. That's
No,
that's a waste of an
absolutely
afternoon.
13 to 14
waste of
straight
a day.
hours of watching.
It's a waste
of a day.
It's a waste of a day.
Yeah, at least a day.
And especially with the
that's
subject
pretty-
material.
Yeah,
Pretty horrible.
And there was like a million jersey suggestions. I'll do one of the terrible jersey suggestions and wear it during it.
All right. Well, the puck, if you want to hand that over here, Luca, or just hold it up. Yeah, you're good. It's going to go to our friend here in the comments, Bud3631. And he got 62 likes on his comment there, just saying, love this form and frequency of the pod. Never missed an episode of the Bardown pod. Great humor, personality, atmosphere with great insight as well. Keep it up.
Wow.
It's just some wholesome content.
That's just a wholesome thing. Yeah.
Bud all day.
Yeah, Bud all day. It was a very, very nice.
Not all
use.
day.
all
Not
day.
into that name, but I'm into the comment.
Yeah, it's like one of those YouTube ones that's like auto-generated, I think. But either way, buddy, I'm going to message you with my YouTube account. Message me back, and I will mail you this puck. We'll get that all sorted out. That's all yours. Just as we end the show, obviously, we just wanted to pass along our condolences to Adam Johnson's family and friends, just because, obviously, there's that horrible on-ice accident, obviously, that cost him his life, which is just awful. There's no words to explain that, and it's it just shows you, of course, just how dangerous obviously the game can be, and you're just it's just it's something you never ever want to see ever again. And yeah, it's good to see at the very least all these teams and
change the game of
teammates
hockey, you know?
exactly
It's-
really kind of coming together.
Yeah,
and
it was horrible. I mean, like I'll think about it every time I play hockey now. Like people have been talking about putting on neck guards in beer league and stuff, and obviously we've seen a lot of people already start doing that, especially in junior hockey. Which, like, honestly, probably just do it across the board in junior hockey. Why not? And I can't see them doing it in the NHL. I don't think they will, but yeah, I mean,
Should.
yeah, and
so yeah,
yeah, terrible,
no, yeah, it's
absolute tragedy.
yeah. So again, we sent out our condolences, and hopefully, again, people will remember Adam Johnson for the career that he had, and hopefully some good and some change perhaps comes out of this as well. So
It was nice to see his first NHL goal going around.
yeah.
What the Kings AHL team did too.
Yep.
I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
the
Leave
Rangers
Terry
jersey
Lane.
in the middle of the ice is the first
Oh,
star
that's
of their
nice.
game. Yeah.
All right. So rest in peace, Adam Johnson, and
Rest in peace.
we'll see you guys back next week.